One of the questions that people ask me is, as a consultant, where you deal with pastors, and you know pastors don't really give a lot of money to people who are they are consulting with them, how do you sustain yourself and even your career so that you can also be financially sound? And well, I understand that's a really big concern, a very important subject that every person who is in training must ensure that they put into consideration, because if you're not sustainable financially, whatever you're doing will not last, and you get to a place where you'll either compromise or you find yourself not doing really much like you ought to do. So one of the ways that I finance myself as a person and as a trainer is by having recognized and realized that I'm in the business of training, which is called consulting. There is what you call the King Solomon's business model. The King Solomon business model is really an indirect way. If you look at King Solomon, he was what you would call today a consultant, but he never did consulting as a full-time job. As a matter of fact, all he did was to ensure that he exuded so much wisdom that all people who had challenges around him would come consulting, and everyone who came with, no matter what kind of a question that they had, Solomon had an answer for that. So what does that tell you? That the best thing that you can do is to become a person of value in your society, to an extent that all people who are consulting you about various matters in a certain area, sphere of life, where you are a person who has that dominion in that particular area, you must be so good such that anybody who comes to you, and you know they'll not come empty handed, they'll come with their gold, with their silver, with gifts. Even though you're not charging, it demands that anything of value should not be given for free, and people will feel a responsibility. They'll come consulting, and if you can solve their problems, they'll bring you gold, they'll bring you silver, they'll bring you everything that you need. So if you're wondering how I make my money, then I'm just giving you a tip of my business model. It's becoming as much valuable as possible without thinking about money, but focusing on people's problems and challenges and how I can help them. That is basically the module that we call value. If you yet to understand this, I do training. I help people understand the different value chain, because we have 4 levels of value. There's what you call the implementation, unification, communication, and imagination. And it depends where how wealthy you get depends on where you get to function most of the time. So if you really want to know more about this, you can contact me by the number that is below this, on WhatsApp or on Facebook or on any other platform. I refer to myself as Rock Peter because there are too many Peter Maina, and I can even get to organize a course for you just for this, particularly, especially what you call value. So stay the best, get the best from the best, stay blessed, and don't settle for anything less. This is the year of manifesting the power of God in our lives, and these are the days of his power, the days of pursuing, recovering, and overtaking and recovering what has been lost and what has been taken by the enemy. These are the days of, you want to hear me say, manifesting the capacity to be deliverers for our society, our nation, and even our families. And I firmly believe in all these things. They'll come to be. They'll surely come to be. Hey, if you want to join me, then you're free to do so. May God bless you so much for even listening to us and being here a moment such as this. Yes, see you.